and welcome to the program, this edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's Northeast. I am Bukola Koka. First, the top story. Former Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mr. Mudashiru Obasa, has finally broken his silence in the wake of his removal from office, describing the corruption allegations against him as fictitious and unsubstantiated.
They should not discredit an innocent.
Come rally at his residence in GRA Ikeja today, Mr. Obasa maintained that he was not afraid of being impeached, but emphasized that due process was not followed. The former speaker alleged that his removal was orchestrated while he was away and accused the State Commissioner of Police of aiding the process, claiming security agents led by the police commissioner invaded the assembly complex and his homes in Agege and Ikeja, locking his family indoors with over 200 officers present.
To remove, you must follow the due process, as I have said. We have rules, we have constitution. When you want to remove, you must do what? Follow it. At the same time, that man that said Obasa took part in the removal of Honorable Abdullahi Pelumi, Honorable Fumi Tejosho, and those people that were suspended. And I've said it, let me repeat it. Honorable Pelumi, right? Honorable Pelumi is my brother, is my friend. I fondly call him Boda Wahidi till tomorrow. When he was removed, he was on the floor of the house. Probably he was presiding. When Tejosho was removed, she was in the house. And those who were suspended, they were around. And there was no involvement of police. And the house, the chamber was not broken into. And fake mace was not brought to the house. I'm not afraid of being removed. Me, I'm not disturbed, but let them follow the true procedure. Having ambition to become a governor is not a sin, is it? However, I've said it on the floor of the house when the budget was presented that I had no thoughts of governorship, but that does not mean what? That I'm not qualified or I lack experience. So, and I still maintain that position. But in the whole of Lagos State, let any leader, anybody come out to explain that Obasa approached me and he says that he wants to become a governor. It's as simple as that.
And the day's stories. In an effort to revitalize the education sector, the Yobe State government, in partnership with Yobe Peace and Community Development Initiative, has trained and graduated 100 out-of-school adolescent girls in digital literacy. The program, which is supported by the Nigerian Humanitarian Fund, targeted girls who were mainstreamed into the formal education in Gaidam and Bade local government areas of the state. The digital literacy program is also aimed at equipping the girls to showcase the skills and innovations acquired in the social media for patronage by the general public.
Low school enrollment has been a major challenge in Yobe State, northeast Nigeria, especially among the girls, with many dropping out of school immediately after junior secondary education for either marriage or other factors. The Yobe Peace and Community Development Initiative is partnering the state government to train 100 adolescent girls that were mainstreamed into the formal education space. Parents, guardians, and well-wishers are here to witness the graduation, whose hope of furthering their education has been rekindled through the training in digital literacy.
Well, what we're here for today is all about graduation of our digital literacy learners. We are implementing an education project with funding from NHF Nigeria, and we felt it is high time to integrate digital literacy program into our project implementation, where 50 adolescent girls has been trained in digital marketing, networking, and what have you here in Bade and in Gaidam. And today it marks the end of the program, and it behoves we meet and celebrate their graduation. Well, those who emerged as the first, second, and third position will also be given prizes based on their performances.
This is to help and also further improve the learning of these learners that are in place, and then in terms of technology, for them to get acquainted with computer knowledge, and then help them improve in their businesses, as well as also advance their digital literacy and also compete with their counterparts across the world.
In a related development, the project coordinator, Yobe State Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, announces some cherry news that cash transfer worth millions of naira will be given to vulnerable households this year in its quest to retain poor adolescent girls in school.
The major activity for this year, which we want to make as a breakthrough, is the issue of our conditional cash transfer, which we want to support girls of the indigent families. We have said initially that it is our plan in the project as a whole component 2.3, that is financial incentives. We want to see that the children of the poor are supported to some financial cash backing that will support their education. But the major activity we would want to see this year, which many people are eager to see, is what we said last year, that we are here to build 50 new schools for Yobe State. The Yobe State government, through this project, is building 50 new schools for girls, 25 junior secondary schools, and 25 senior secondary schools.
As part of the graduation ceremony, certificates and dignity kits are presented to the first, second, and third best graduating students, while business starter packs are given to others.
The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, says it has, in 2024 alone, supported over 270,000 children in the Northeast to access formal and informal learning opportunities in the region. The Chief of Maiduguri Field Office, Mr. Joseph Senesi, disclosed this at the commemoration of the 2025 International Day of Education at the University of Maiduguri in the state capital. He further explains that the capacity of over 2,500 teachers in the region were built to effectively and efficiently deliver qualitative education to the children affected by armed conflict.
In 2024, UNICEF, in collaboration with the State Universal Basic Education Suburb, and the State Arabic and Sangaya Education Board, supported over 270,000 children in and out of school, including to access formal and informal learning through diverse learning opportunities. Over 2,500 teachers had their capacity built to effectively deliver quality learning across the state. To the children, you are here today as learners, but you are also leaders. I urge you to continue to do your best at school and acquire values for basic education. To partners, especially the state government, many thanks for working with UNICEF.
More on child development. The Pediatric Association of Nigeria has held its 56th annual general meeting and scientific conference in Gombe State, northeast of the country. Tagged intersectoral collaboration in advancing child health and development, the conference provides a veritable platform for preferring solutions to the country's low ratings in international benchmarks for child health and development. The deliberations, which largely took place at the International Conference Center in Gombe State, brought together seasoned pediatricians, lawmakers, legal practitioners, law enforcement agents, and other participants from various walks of life, home and abroad.
According to available reports, Nigeria has over 2 million children without any form of immunization. resulting in stunted growth, high infant mortality, and abysmal scores in international benchmarks for child health and development. But hope seems to be on the horizon as seasoned pediatricians from Nigeria and in the diaspora collaborate with governments, captains of industry, legal practitioners, thought and opinion leaders, law enforcement agencies, and other critical segments of the society to find homegrown solutions for the health and well-being of the Nigerian child. These experts gathered for the Pediatric Association of Nigeria's 56th Annual General Meeting and Scientific Conference in Gombe State trace high infant mortalities in the country to malnutrition, lack of immunization, and endemic poverty, with the Northwest and the Northeast named as the worst hit sub-regions.
Problem with childcare is that it's everybody's business. The government needs to do what it needs to do. We, the health workers, we have our own part to play. The caregivers have their own part to play. And the community leaders, the traditional leaders, the religious leaders, when it comes to children, everybody should get involved.
Highlighting key milestones achieved by the host state's healthcare sector, the Deputy Governor of Gombe State challenges pediatricians to come up with novel solutions in spite of what they describe as meager budgetary allocations to the sector.
One must continue to be responsive, it must be relevant, it must be resilient, and above all, it must be adaptive. This is to stand the test of time and move with the new environment.
For Professor Folusho Afolabi, a distinguished and award-winning pediatrician who has spent over 40 years tending to children, strengthening primary health care is central to the conversation.
If every state government commits to caring for its people, its children, its women, funding appropriately, intersectoral collaboration, and with partnership with international organizations, I'm sure there's a lot of hope, but it has to be the commitment. We have to show commitment. Everybody has to show commitment at all levels, from primary all the way to government.
The keynote speaker, Professor Clara Ejembi, calls for local government councils to leverage their autonomy to provide health care.
We have the people, we have the capacity, governance and leadership are the weakest points. The pediatricians should not remain in hospitals. The causes of why their children are dying out there, they must move beyond the hospitals. To work with other sectors in the areas of research, in the areas of public education, in the area of advocacy, in the area of training. Work with other professional groups, work with other sectors. Collectively, I think with commitment and dedication, we can turn the story.
Inferring from the adage, which says it takes a whole village to raise a child, the local organizing committee chairperson insists that pediatricians cannot bear the task alone.
Child health, as pediatricians, we cannot do it alone. We need other sectors to come in so that we can address holistically the problems of the child. So we want our colleagues nationwide to look at these sectors, come together as one for the health, growth and development of the Nigerian child.
The Pediatric Association of Nigeria appeals to Nigerians to close ranks in turning the negative health statistics of the Nigerian child to positive ones. Calling on Governor Inuwa Yahaya, who chairs the Northern States Governors Forum, to promote the health and development of children across the region.
The Gombe State Internal Revenue Service says it is targeting 25 billion naira in the year 2025. Chairperson of the service, Aisha Adamawa, reveals how the state's internal receipts witnessed quantum leaps from 6.8 billion naira when Governor Inuwa Yahaya took over office in 2019 to over 20.7 billion naira in 2024, accounting for over 200% rise in 5 years. By blocking leakages through cutting-edge technology and simplifying tax payments in the state, the service says it is confident of hitting a new target of 25 billion naira in 2025, which would shore up the state's internally generated revenue by over 267%.
Despite granting tax holidays and waivers for new businesses and maintaining low taxes, Gombe State's IGR has grown from 6.8 billion naira in 2019 to 20.7 billion naira in 2024, accounting for over 200% growth. This comes as an ambitious benchmark is set for 2025.
Well, the strategies we are putting in place is to leverage on technology and our collaboration with other stakeholders, as well as explore some other subheads that have not been active, such as property tax and then the high net worth individuals. And why we are confident that we will achieve our target is because we've already done the background job, we've done our work plan, and we've gotten the blessing of His Excellency to go ahead and then implement all our plans. And with this, we are certain that 25 billion or more will be collected in the year 2025.
On the trail of an all-out sensitization tour and commissioning of revenue liaison officers, taxpayers and critical stakeholders at the Gombe main market and the mega motor park commit to tax compliance and shoring up the state's IGR in the new year.
Look at the buying now has a mega park, the edifice we're in. Look at now the proposed or the undergoing construction of the mechanical village, just mechanic village just behind us. The state secretariat, the House of Assembly complex, the judiciary, the road network across across the Gombe metropolitan and across the state in general, and the international cattle market, the modern abattoir. Every individual of Gombe state knows that there is justification for this revenue, and we have to cooperate with the governor in making sure that this revenue were remitted for the benefit of Gombe and for the benefit.
With Governor Inuwa Yahya's financial prudence and large-scale capital projects supported by a cutting-edge technology that has blocked leakages and charted new grounds in revenue collection in Gombe State, staff of the Internal Revenue Service expressed confidence in hitting the 25 billion naira target.
Leakages are blocked due to this particular new platform that we have, because as of then, you may hear some people say that they are being issued with fake receipt and other things like that. But in this new system, is a robust system that gather all the information and data of our taxpayers. So I think with this particular system that we have on ground, everything is being blocked as far as it is called a leakage.
We are seeing the dividends of it because we have roads, the road network that we have, the street light that we are seeing, and we can testify in Gombe that the security challenges that other states are facing, ours is minimal, and that shows that the governor is working, the tax that people are paying is working.
With the Muhammadu Buhari Industrial Park, Mega Motor Park, Balanga Dam and other non-oil sources built to ramp up its internally generated revenue in the coming months, Gombe State hopes to attain self-sufficiency and build the financial muscle to finance both recurrent and capital projects.
To other aspects of development now, the European Union has concluded plans to launch a €50 million humanitarian project aimed at supporting IDPs and the most vulnerable persons in Adamawa state. The ambassador-designate of the European Union in Nigeria and ECOWAS, Guthia Mignot, made this disclosure when he led the EU delegation on a courtesy visit to the state governor, Umaru Fintiri, in his office at the government house in Yola, the state capital.
Known globally for promoting peace, security and sustainable development, the EU ambassador to Nigeria, Guthia Mignot, is paying a courtesy visit to the governor of Adamawa State, Umaru Fintiri, for a humanitarian project designed to impact positively on Nigerians both at the state and national levels. According to the ambassador, the EU's effort focuses more on West Africa and Northeast Nigeria in particular, where a €50 million social humanitarian project has been set aside for IDPs and other vulnerable groups.
The head of Office, Nigeria European Civil Protection and Humanitarian Aid Operations, who is a member of the delegation, speaks on other areas of intervention.
One of the reasons to come here to the Northeast with our German colleagues is because we are going to launch a new project in Adamawa, Borno and Kebbi State about social protection, focusing the IDPs, the poor, the most vulnerable, and it's a 36 million euro project that will be implemented by GIZ, by the German Cooperation Agency. And so this is one of the new project, the SUSI project, we call it, that will soon start targeting also communities affected by conflict and climate change. And then we have other programs, regional programs on durable solutions, on economic recovery in the Lake Chad area, will also benefit Adamawa State. We have projects in pastoral and forest, for pastoral and forest communities, the PRADEP and the Nature Africa programs. We have support on adolescent health, maternal health, teachers' development. These are all multi-annual projects, but let's say we should roughly bring around 50 million euros in Adamawa State in 2025. So
ECHO coordinates the civil protections of the European countries. But in Nigeria, one of the things that we would like to promote further is to work more and more with NEMA and the SEMA in the various states in order to build more capacity and to exchange as well. And as you know, we also have some humanitarian operations that work concurrently with development programs in your beautiful states. I would like to say thank you because from our partners, NGOs and the UN agency implementing these programs, we hear good things about the collaboration with the states, and for me it's a privilege to be here today.
Governor Fantiri is delighted about the intervention, stressing that the state government has key priority areas where the EU's expertise will be instrumental.
Your presence today signifies a shared commitment to our nation of improving the livelihoods of conflict-affected communities in my dear state. Your visit comes at a crucial time as we embarked on implementing the Adamawa State Action Plan for durable solutions to internet displaced persons. This comprehensive plan, born out of collaborative process involving government agency, civil society, and international partners, is our roadmap to addressing the multifaceted challenges confronting our communities affected by conflict.
The EU delegation had earlier visited prospective project implementation sites in Hong, Girey, and Labond to assess the realities that will further strengthen EU's collaboration with the Adamawa state government.
The Bauchi state government says it has invested over 65 billion naira in the construction of rural roads under the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, RAMP. Additionally, the state government has announced its decision to allocate another 5 billion naira as a counterpart fund for 12 new road projects set to be launched soon. This was revealed by the Commissioner for Special Duties and Rural Development during a briefing with journalists.
As of today, the state government is having a total commitment of about 65-point-something billion naira in terms of rural roads. With the coming of 12 new roads that will soon flag up, there is a need and requirement for 10% counterpart funding from the state government, which is the basic requirement of the loan from the World Bank and the French Development Agency, which we put forward before His Excellency, and he granted the anticipatory approval and directed us to present it to the Council, which I did today, and graciously the Council considered our request for a total of 5 billion, 10% counterpart fund to come from the state, so that to facilitate the release of the both the dollar and euro component of the RAM project, which the Bauchi State, as of today in the country, we are leading as #1 in terms of implementation and execution of the RAM project across the 19 participating states, which even made us again to qualify for a new program that is coming on stream by February, March. Inshallah, they call it RAMSU, RAM Scale Up, which the World Bank and the French Development Agency have approved for 36 states, including LCT, to participate, to access $600 million.
And that does it on this edition of the program. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again next week with another round of episodes covering different regions of the country. I am Bukola Kota. Bye for now.